Conference Finals, and these two teams are knotted up at 2-2. The San Antonio Spurs and Oklahoma City Thunder have given us everything we could ever dream of for a Conference Finals series, as both of these squads do not want to head home and watch the NBA Finals as we shift into a best of 3 series. We've got the challengers in the Spurs, and we've got the defending champs in OKC. That's whose home we return to today. The Paycom Center. Welcome courtside Maria Taylor, alongside the Hall of Famers Carmelo Anthony, Vince Carter, and Tracy McGrady. Listen, we saw 2 very tight games here in OKC and convincing games for each team when we went on the road in San Antonio. But one thing remains true. Whichever star shines brighter in SGA or Victor Wembanyama, it seems as though the win goes to that squad.
Yeah, well, we're going to talk about the stars, Shea and Victor. And, of course, they have to step up and they have to do what they have to do. I'm going to go left. I'm going to go Lou Dort. I'm going to go Lou Dort because when you talk about what Lou Dort brings to this team, he's the best defensive player on the OKC Thunder's team. He can not only play 16 to 18 minutes in the game. You need his intensity. You need his tenacity out there. You need him to put a body on Wemby. You need him to guard Castle. You need him to be aggressive. And also, you need him to make open shots. You can be the best defensive player on the team, but if you're not making open shots, then you can't. You're going to play 16 minutes. And tonight, you cannot play 16 minutes, Lou Dort. You have to be in the game 32 to 34 minutes. You have to help Shea feel confident on figuring this defense out. It seems like San Antonio figured Shea out. They forcing him right. They're not letting him get to his left in his bump phase. It's a lot of things that Shea have to process. So Lou Dort is one of those names that we should be on the lookout today.
Okay, that's one guy that you want to stand up.
Yes.
We also know that the big 3, it exists, is Chet Holmgren, J-Dub, who was questionable entering this game, but he is now officially out. So Chet Holmgren, step up to the plate. His scoring has gone down throughout the Western Conference Finals.
It's going down in these losses. In wins, he's been phenomenal. I mean, he's played good basketball because he was aggressive. And right here, this just is a player that is not confident, loses the ball right here. And then, of course, Wemby meets him at the rim. I'm not mad at this. This showing his aggression. You got to try to dunk on Wemby right there. But when you get in the trenches and you're surrounded by multiple defenders, you have to be aggressive with the ball. You have to be strong with the ball and understand where you are. And here, I would rather for him to go up and try to make a play than to lose his confidence in trying to give up the ball right there and make an ill-advised play. Because what that does, it ignites San Antonio's offense, defense to offense, and this is where they become a real big problem.
Yeah, look, you can just take a look at how the scoring, the efficiency, the rebounds, the blocks, all of them have gone down in the Western Conference Finals, and this is a true opportunity for Chet to step up. We're just finding out, too, J-Dub, with him being out, Jared McCain will get his first start of this postseason. Remember, 24 points off the bench in Game 3. All right, let's get to the Spurs defense, because what they did in Game 4 was only allow 82 points. Lowest scoring total for OKC since December 2021. Let's get into it and how they did it.
Well, let's get into it. First and foremost, in 4 games, Shea was averaging 29 points, 51% from the field, 19% from 3. In this series, only 24 points. He's shooting 27% from the field. So what that's telling me is their defense, they figured something out in the regular season that has carried over, and that's what they are, stifling defense, not playing, not fouling, being aggressive, forcing Shea to a crowd, and then they attack the ball from there, forcing him to get off the ball and making somebody else take a tough jump shot or make a play for someone else. You see here, active hands. They're just flying around, and that's what you want. Here, not allowing Shea to get to his left, forcing him right into a crowd. Once again, Victor steps up. Making now Hartenstein, well, first and foremost, he says, no, it's not there, but you're making Hartenstein being the facilitator and make a play. You see he throws the ball away, Shea gets the ball there. It turned out he gets a foul. Playing him in a crowd there. 1, 2, 3, 4 guys. He doesn't have the pocket pass. He has to play pass out of the screen. Here, if you notice, De'Aaron Fox is jumping on that left hand, not allowing him to get left. We're going to force you right. You know it, knowing he wants to get to his left. Nothing is there. He's forcing the issue. Here, don't play without your hands. Don't foul because he's going to try to bait you. No foul there. You see Stephon Castle has the hands up, ref. I'm not fouling. And that's what they've done. They're making Shea play faster than he wants to, which we haven't seen all year.
Sure. 20 turnovers, too, in Game 4. That's the most OKC's had so far this postseason. Alex Caruso held to 0 points. He was the second leading scorer in this series coming into Game 4. So that's a big change. But if you look at that, you're looking at that graphic right there, who is going to be the guy that has to step up and score? You guys tell me.
Well, for me, I'm going back to This game 5 is real pivotal.
Phone numbers. Those are not the Salesian sisters of St. John Bosco.
They know the score tonight.
So we talk about how pivotal game 5 is,
Yeah.
and we go down in history. I mean, it's some amazing guys have stepped up and been, you know, the best player on this floor. And I look for Alex Caruso to be that game 5, for him to enter into NBA lore tonight of having a big game. He's shown before, game 1 having 31 points. And
Ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Your NBA Coach of the Year is Joe Mazzulla of the Boston Celtics.
Wow.
Well, you said it, the gap year. I mean, here's a guy who he took a team. You good? He took a team that we felt that, you know, no Jason Tatum. What's going to happen? I don't know. But his system is implemented, and everybody stepped in. And JB had a phenomenal year under this coach.
What a surprise. What a surprise, but he deserved it. I mean, you look at JT not being with them this year. A lot of, you know, reporters and players had them written off because JT wasn't there, just didn't know how that roster was going to shape out. He did a phenomenal job of really bringing that crew together, having, you know, accomplished the, you know, number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference without having your best player is something to really marvel about.
And when you talk about how they got rid of a lot of people, they traded a lot of players over the past couple seasons. And for Joe Mazzulla to get that locker room right, even with Jason Tatum going down last season, not really understanding or not knowing or having an idea of what the Celtics team was going to look like, what was going to be the personnel, what was going to be their identity. And he did a great job of allowing Jaylen Brown to get at the helm of that table and to lead the Boston Celtics. So for him to see that and have that vision and trust on his guys, I mean, this is why he's the coach of the year.
It'll be interesting to see how his reaction is to this, because I remember him saying he don't even care for this award.
Yeah, right.
He said they shouldn't even
He did say the award was stupid, but what his point was is that he believes there should be an award for an organization or for a staff, because
absolutely.
he believes he didn't shoot a shot, he didn't play a back-to-back game, that he's not the one who should be receiving the award. But ultimately, like you guys kind of said,
One of the masterminds.
He crafted an identity out of something, cobbled it together really when we didn't know what to expect coming into the season. They end up with 56 wins. He is the 4th Boston Celtics head coach to receive this award, the first since Bill Finch was able to do it. So it's more than impressive. And I think we're so deep in the Western Conference Finals, we forget what happened and what the Celtics were able to do. And now Joe Mazzulla is ready to speak with us here. And first of all, Coach, congratulations.
What up, Joe?
Congrats, Coach.
Happened and what the Celtics were able to do. And now Joe Mazzulla is ready to speak with us here. And first of all, Coach, congratulations.
What up, Joe?
Congrats, Coach.
How are you guys? How you doing?
What's up, brother?
We're doing good. Listen,
Good to see
Coach,
you guys.
we know you said that this should be an award that is given to an organization and a staff, so I'm going to give you the moment to shout out to the supporting staff that you have that allowed you to receive this award today.
No, thank you for that. 'Cause that means everything to me, and I think a lot of times, you know, the long nights, the trips, game plans, the video guys that are clipping up the film and coding it, the assistants who are putting in the game plans. I think there's just so much that goes into winning one game, and it starts with the players, but it goes to our staff. And so I feel bad that they're not here, but forever indebted to the guys that we have that give up the time with their families and their time to give us a chance to win every day. So I obviously, you know, grateful for the platform God has given me, grateful for my wife, but really I want to thank the players, and truly I want to thank my staff. I love those guys.
Coach C-Mac here. Because we are in the playoffs, from a psychological standpoint, how do you handle when a player has played, you know, a significant role and impactful for the team, and then he regresses in the playoffs? How do you handle that in terms of, you know, the mental part of that and keeping him confident, and also keeping the team confident as well, keeping that morale from a team's perspective?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you just always want to rely on the guys. I mean, the players are the ones that put you in that position, and they're the ones that get you there. And you know, obviously there's a difference between, you know, the regular season and the playoffs from the standpoint at what's at stake. But it's the guys that give you a chance every single night. And so you just want to rely on the guys. You want to remind them of the confidence and the love that you have for them, and you trust them in the most competitive moments.
VC here. Coach, how were you able to, we the media, I'm not going to say we wrote you guys off, but we're like, okay, a gap year, this and that. How were you able to navigate and empower your team to become what they became this year, the number 2 seed in the East, and had a lot of success? How were you able to make that happen?
Yeah, it's twofold, right? Because I think at the end of the day, regardless of what happens in the offseason or, what moves may be made or what it is that, the process towards a championship is the number one goal, and sticking to that process. And I think that's a credit to the players, but it's a credit to the entire organization. One of our first meetings this year, we met our entire building, and it was like, we're going to continue to stick to the process of winning and not get caught up in the external things. And I thought the commitment from the entire organization to just sticking to the process gives us a chance. And we obviously fell short of that. But I thought, throughout the regular season, our guys came in with a huge chip on their shoulder. They came in wanting to stick to that process and get better every day. And if you don't have a group of players that want to get better every day, you just don't have a chance.
Coach, coming into this season, really understanding that Jason Tatum was going to be out and suffered that Achilles injury. What was the conversation with your group of guys before the season, going into training camp, on how to approach this season? Because without JT, that's a different dynamic that you're missing and that you was going to need. So what did you say to the team? How did you approach that locker room? How did you gather all of those guys to approach this season?
Yeah, I think there was just a true level of trust there. Again, I think, one, we have an ownership and responsibility to the Celtics to just go after winning regardless of the circumstances. And that comes with success, that comes with failures. And we've experienced both, as a team, as an organization, and a lot of us. Then I think there's different relationships that you have. You have relationships with your staff. Like I said, this is for our staff, and they came in with a great game plan that matched the personality and the strengths of the roster that we had. It starts with the cornerstones of the guys that you have. There was a trust factor that Jason was going to work as hard as he could to get back. It was a great conversation that Jalen and I had about where we wanted to go and what we wanted to do. And I think the beginning of the season, the mindset that Jalen took on and the chip on his shoulder that he had, playing the way that he played, but also being the leader to the young guys that he had, and relying on guys that have been there, like Peyton and Sam and Derek, and those guys have always been there. And I think the chip on your shoulder from some of the younger guys that had something to prove. So just leveraging the different relationships and the responsibilities, from the entire roster. Sorry if I forgot anybody, fellas, but just leveraging the different mindsets that the guys were in and coming together and trying to stick to the process of winning. So it's a credit to those guys for doing that.
Well, congratulations again, Joe. I got to ask you, where are you? Did we catch you off guard? You just had to run, sit down, and hop on a Zoom real quick?
Just sitting at my house, I'm doing anything. But,
right. Getting ready to watch the ball.
I have a ton of respect for everybody on the call here, and thanks for what you guys did for the game of basketball. And like I said, I'll be forever indebted to a group of guys that give up everything they have in our staff, and I love my players, so I appreciate it.
Congratulations, Coach.
Congratulations again. That's Joe Mazzulla. He is the NBA Coach of the Year, just 37 years old. Plenty more to come over his coaching career. Speaking of awards, let's keep our ball rolling. Let's go into some meaningful moments and give out an award to a guy named Vince Carter. On this day 27 years ago, he was named the Rookie of the Year. VC, you received 95% of the votes. You remember that moment? How did it feel, VC?
I remember because I tell you, Paul Pierce was playing great basketball, and White Chocolate, a.k.a. Jason Williams, was playing great basketball. And that year,
this was crazy.
Mount Dumbo.
Deep.
Look at you.
No. I came in as a fifth pick.
What was that? What do you call that little skinny strip right here? What was that? What is that?
I don't know. It's great now. If I had that now, it's great.
Little landing strip on the chin. The strip. That's what they call it.
Landing strip?
The runway.
The runway? Oh, yeah.
To what? Where are we going, twin?
That's what it looked like. To answer your question, don't stop. Stop. To answer your question.
Hey, BC, we're going to make you special. You was already special,
No. But they put it all together.
Okay, they packaged it up.
You know what? We love a humble Hall of Famer. That's what we have up here on this set, okay?